Welcome back to another episode of Brain Shapes. Today, we will be joined by two Lowell General Hospital directors, Kasey of Volunteer Services and Eli Florentino of Sterile Processing. Today, we will be discussing what it's like working with neurodiversity from their perspective. We are all neurodiverse in some way or another. Diversity is all around us, folks, whether you see it or not. This conversation will demonstrate what it's like to work in an organization that's striving to create more opportunities for neurodivergence. Without further ado, let's get started.
So we're officially recording.
Cool.
And so to sort of recap, right? This is our goal is to talk to you guys just about this whole process that was so super when Matty had this vision of being in the neurodiverse land of IEPs and school and COVID and all this stuff, and like, what could I possibly do with my life and what's really possible out there, and dreaming of this. Working in the medical field, having that opportunity in volunteering with Kasey, and then, wow, how cool to have been then pulled in and say, like, yes, you could do this. This is
and
actually a
raised.
So we would love, I love your outline too. It's much more organized than what I sent last night. I apologize. I was like, I thought I had this all figured out. So.
Not at all. It was great, Pam, because it just kind of got us brainstorming even more. And Eli and I were just recently connected and had a great. Really, just Eli said in that initial email, it's our honor, and just really happy to be here and join and contribute and just support you, Matty. Anyway,
thank you. Yes.
Nice.
Absolutely.
So, do you want to start in with how Matty came into the process, or do you want Matty to? Yep.
Wherever you guys would like to start.
Absolutely.
So Kasey, how about
Sure. Okay. So I took a trip down memory lane today. It was really I really enjoyed it, and just kind of just Matty's journey. So rewind to summer of 2022. That's when Matty joined the LGBT volunteer program. And Matty, I don't know if you remember this, our first official meeting over Zoom, it was in June of 2022.
Oh, yes.
It was you, me, your mom, and Vivian, our volunteer coordinator extraordinaire here at the hospital. And I just will never forget that meeting. I remember thinking, wow, this young man is incredible. I mean, just in that one meeting, your strengths and your talents and your passions, your interests, they all just shine through. Breath of fresh air. Your enthusiasm really was so inspiring. And just your passion for the healthcare field.
Yeah.
Really securing an impactful career in the healthcare field and just helping make a difference through our volunteer program, supporting our patients and our visitors and our staff. And I just so enjoyed talking with you during that meeting. And at the end of it, I was like, oh my gosh, I have to have this young man on our team. Oh my goodness. And just again, I always call you a ray of sunshine. And so that was in June. You officially joined.
Right.
August. And we started you off at the Saints campus with a supply chain under Steve, the supervisor in that unit. And Steve was a wonderful support and mentor to Matty.
Yeah.
And I think something that we created that was really crucial, we did decide to kind of start, kind of ease in, essentially.
Right.
So to start once a week volunteering in the month of August, and we paired you with some fellow volunteers. You remember going to meet?
Yeah.
Yes, and just to kind of help show you the ropes. In addition to just working very closely with Steve and the other staff in supply chain, in order to provide just the different support and resources for you to be successful volunteering in supply chain. And you rocked it. You absolutely rocked it. And you were just, lightning speed, picking up on and learning and growing so much. And so then the school year started, and we created essentially like a work day with your schooling.
Right.
Still joined us once a week, and just continued to grow your skills and your talents, and continued networking and just collaborating more and more with different members of the LGH community. And then before you know it, we started alternating between Saints campus and main campus.
Right.
And then you worked closely with me at our main campus, and oh man, did we have you involved in so many different initiatives, because again, we're so talented, Matty, and just your strengths, your intelligence.
Thank you.
Much to our organization. So we had you involved in the patient visitor card.
Yeah.
Man, you just made people's day with the patient visitor card. The cancer center, the administrative project, concierge services, and just other special initiatives. But with all that, we always kind of had our eye on something, and that was sterile processing.
Yes.
We are so passionate about sterile processing and, your professional goals in that field. And so in the winter of 2022, Eli and I connected, and we just talked about you, and Eli immediately said, oh yeah, shoot, we can do a tour. We can maybe talk about Matty starting to volunteer in sterile processing and go from there. And so then that was the winter and into the start of 2023. And then March of 2023, Eli and I, we had a meeting, and it was just to talk about your involvement in the unit and how the volunteering is going. Because by this point, Matty, you grew so much. Again, we started doing the summer, 2022, once a week. And then now you were doing 3 days a week. You were doing about 12 hours a week. You were one of our most active and dedicated volunteers in the community. We're just learning things so quickly and just ready for the next challenge, and so eager to make a difference and make an impact. And so Eli and I sat down in March, and Eli said, so I have an open in sterile processing. And I'm gonna throw it over to Eli here from that point
Absolutely.
on. It was just
the future. And I think Matty, you didn't disappoint when in embodying what Kasey mentioned, and that you were a ray of sunshine. And so I know that what really got me was the personal legend entry or summary that you wrote for yourself, and that was super impactful for me because I also have a neurodivergent sister, and I know firsthand how folks with neurodivergences aren't really given the same opportunities as what would you call the rest of society. And so I know that we right off the bat I was totally open to the volunteer services, and it didn't take long for us to see that you could be a functioning, excellent part and addition to our team. And so I couldn't make things happen fast enough when we saw that there was an opportunity to get you to be an actual technician with us. And so I think that you've been training, and you're still currently going through your training,
right?
And I feel very grateful that we were able to work with you and get this opportunity to work with you, because it's been super impactful for us from the perspective of tailoring a training program, right? And so we've only trained people in one manner for so long that this kind of gave us a chance to reset and reimagine how we approach training based on the needs of the technician. And so I think that it's been really gratifying seeing you going through the process. And I know you've faced some frustrations in terms of the cadence of the training, but I assure you that is no different than what we would run into with or experience with anyone else. So I think that you're doing a great job, and I already told you you're part of our team. Very highly respected, highly loved, and regarded part of our team. And I look forward to seeing your continued development within this field and within our team. And I really want to see how far we could take this. So I know that next is, right now we're just focused on you completing your training, but the next step is getting you certified and, getting you, as a veteran or trained and fully up to speed in the practice. And so whether you stay with sterile processing, for a really long time or not, that's, it's up to you ultimately. But I know I could say that you've been impactful already. And so I think we see great things. You're a very bright kid, bright mind, bright future, and it's been a wonderful addition to our team, as we suspected you would be. So
that's awesome. And I guess too, I want to emphasize like how important, it's that idea, like building those connections and having that support. And I'm sure it's not even only neurodivergent people, but I think everybody is unique and comes with whatever they need. So I totally acknowledge that. It also seems though there's always sort of, as you said, sort of making space. Like you just don't know sometimes until someone gives you the chance. If someone sees on paper, some people look at it with limitations versus looking at it with all the positives. So like what you can do versus all the things what you maybe or maybe not cannot do. So that's really critical to have found a place that is open to like, well, let's see where this goes.
Yeah.
And
absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think one of the other kind of talking points that Kasey and I were discussing were DEI initiatives, right? Diversity and inclusion, and it's more than just race or ethnicity. It's also neurodivergence. And I think that, for example, here at Tufts, I think we really walk the walk when it comes to the DEI initiatives. And I mean, Matty, you could attest to the department. We got folks from all walks of life. All shapes and colors and everything, and it's a beautiful thing. And I think that our department really embodies the community that we serve, and I think that's super huge for us. And I think that's awesome. If we weren't creating these opportunities for the neurodivergent populations, then what are we doing? We're not really, backing what we're saying. So I think that's another piece that's super important to emphasize.
Yeah. What have you, and there might be things that are more, I don't know if private's the right word, but that are, have to do with unique people that you wouldn't want to talk. But as terms like an organization, is there, is it really hard? I mean, or is it just, what are the challenges and what are the benefits of trying to embrace different people?
Yeah, sure. And I think that it's more than just one thing, right? It's language barriers, right? We have folks that are new, have recently become citizens or might not be citizens that have a green card or a working visa and things like that. And so, and then age is a factor as well. That's like another. I didn't think of that. Well, it's not a barrier for us. We don't. I think we have the capabilities to train folks from all walks of life, but I know that that's been a common theme in terms of challenges when it comes to challenges for techs that work for us currently that they've experienced when looking for other jobs. So,
oh, really?
yeah. So, like for example, in terms of the language barrier, we have one of our technicians, and obviously Matt, the team is
Yes.
Khmer of Cambodian descent, and she came here during the Khmer Rouge situation. That's how she ended up in Lowell, and she isn't super proficient in English, but she's a fantastic technician, as Matty, I'm sure, could attest as well.
Oh, yeah.
And that's, it's like, okay, do some folks have to ask her to repeat things? Sure, but at the end of the day, she's still a very impactful and a highly valued member of the team.
Yeah.
So just because folks have these limitations, it doesn't necessarily mean that they can't be a highly valued member of the team and can contribute, very impactfully. So
that's awesome.
Yeah.
And that's awesome too, that you guys value that, whether it's your department specifically, Lowell General as a whole organization, or Tufts, that's not necessarily out there everywhere.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, it really isn't. It's a sad thing, So I think in terms of, and then like shifting the focus back to this conversation with neurodivergence, it's not just my department. I know that there are other departments that might have a neurodivergent employee as well. So I think from top to bottom, I think the organization really backs that, the DEI initiatives.
That is cool.
A priority, Tufts Medicine mission. And I think something that is also is, and there's so many challenges in healthcare. One, of course, being our staffing challenges. And so our organization, as well as many other healthcare organizations and many other, industries, many different sectors, bandwidth and time are major challenges right now. We are all wearing so many hats.
Right.
Said, diversity, equity, and inclusion initiatives have to be made a priority. It is so important. And including, those that are neurodivergent, it is so important. You have to carve out the time. You have to make it a priority. And just the power of partnership and the power of collaboration is so key. Pam and Matty, I know during the conference, one of your biggest, one of your topics is kind of building your village.
Right.
With the Lowell General Hospital community, Matty, I feel like you have a variety of villages as a kind of big Lowell General Hospital town. That is so crucial to success and achieving goals. But in turn, the success of our hospital and just serving those in need and just supporting our community. It really is the ultimate, win-win. And just you bring to our organization. And so in terms of just other systems, other industries and companies, making it a priority, it really is key. And working together, because we're all, even though with Tufts Medicine Lowell General Hospital, we've made some incredible progress with our DEI initiatives. I question that there's much more to do. Forward, and we are all still learning and growing and evolving based on the needs of society, needs of our community. And we need to work together and have open conversations and better and these needs so that we can better support those that are joining our organization. So again, just that collaboration and that part, and just that honesty and transparency are so important when it comes to DEI.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely.
And I wonder, and this isn't, again, I just want to, I'm just respectful. I don't know how that came out. It's not disrespectful. I want to be respectful of, I'm sorry, my brain is, I've got so many things going on in my head. But is there, are there other organizations out there that could help, not that you can't handle it on your own, but like that they're out there that working with neurodiverse people, working with just other types of people that could help? Like, is it, or is that something you guys already look to? Like, I just think of, different organizations, we kind of come and go. I'm just sort of thinking of how, like that collaboration and how else to help you guys, to help even internally, just learning more and more, or how we can teach other people. I guess too, so I'm thinking of as access, right, for other people to know that or that Tufts Medical is a place.
Yeah, that includes neurodivergent people,
right,
and minds too.
Right.
Yeah.
Absolutely. No, there's and there's so much that I personally don't know, but just one example. In 2 weeks, I'm attending a training that the DEI Academy is hosting, and it's disability etiquette training.
Oh, awesome!
Cool.
So many different initiatives that are taking place. But actually, and Eli and I, thinking about, a question for you, Matty. And in terms of with Lowell General Hospital and other organizations, nationwide, how can we better reach the neurodivergent community, about the different incredible opportunities that we have in healthcare?
Right.
So, how can we better support those that are neurodivergent?
I would honestly say just to broaden and look past look past the I shouldn't say not issues but challenges, and look more to diversity and like some people might be really have like a hard time but like really smart and detail oriented,
right?
Just pretty much look, cause not enough people realize how important diversity is, and people aren't accepting them enough. So
I think people see the thing that what's off versus what the strengths are.
Yeah, what the strengths are. So I kind of just dig deeper as a whole organization. Dig deeper on their strengths instead of their weaknesses,
mm-hmm.
and just accept more people, because how I think of it is that everyone has a voice and everyone matters. And so not diverse people or not, but there's still people, right? Everyone needs like an outlet to kind of look up to, whether it's like a job or a volunteer opportunity. Everyone needs
Like a purpose?
Like a purpose. Yeah, and everyone, and even and like everyone should have a chance to pursue their dreams, whether it's trying them out or just actually getting a job, and everyone like people in like healthcare or wherever, it shouldn't just be a like a side job, it shouldn't be like Market Basket, oh Dunkin' Donuts, oh it how me and my mom, mama like it's like more than just that, it's more of a community full of neurodiverse people who need like
well, you wanted a challenge. You wanted,
like
a career, not just a job.
Yeah.
I think that was what drove you too.
Yeah, and like a career, and not just a day job. Everyone like should have a voice,
or an opportunity too.
And an opportunity,
I think that's the main thing.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. In a real life opportunity to pursue their goals,
Right,
and just to be who they are, and everyone accept them for who they are, and it's more like it's more like just how
Equitable.
yeah exactly, and like everyone just needs an opportunity and a chance and
to tap into their full potential.
right yeah, and true
right.
potential,
Resources, the opportunity to support that village.
exactly.
So they realize their full potential.
Right.
And Matty, I am picking up what you're putting
Awesome.
down.
Cool.
Like there's these stigmatisms and stereotypes
Yeah.
that some folks might focus on, and like you said, what you need to focus on is the incredible amount of talents and abilities, and what they can
Exactly.
do the organization with that organization support. And
Right.
again, getting that ultimate win-win.
Oh, yeah.
It's
Yeah, I
great.
agree.
Yeah, you also you need support, it's vital.
Maddie, just a few things you mentioned kind of strike a chord here, because you mentioned to focus on the strengths and not the first first initial meeting you run into. And I got to say that, as your manager here, and leading a team or leading the team tailoring your training, it's been really gratifying for us.
Cool.
Seeing, pushing you and trying to make you stronger, I'm sure.
Yeah.
I know that one of the themes that we keep touching on is resiliency.
Yes.
And how this is, it's really cool. I know it might drive you crazy, but
no worries.
For us, it's really cool seeing you kind of like saying like, "Hey, this is too slow. Can I move on to the next thing?"
Yeah.
And for us, it's like it's lovable, because we're just giving you a taste of this is a real world now, right?
Right.
This is the career. This is what you wanted.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And you're quickly realizing that you're having to make sacrifices, right? Like you have to really embrace the process
Exactly.
to learn the trade and to
Yeah.
and
Right.
you're going through it just like anybody else would, where
Right.
like, okay, if somebody else, everyone that came before you and everyone that comes after you,
Yeah.
they're gonna go through the same, where
Right.
they might think like they're okay with one area and we're assessing and we look and
Yeah.
we say, no, I think you need more time here.
Right,
You know? And
exactly.
so I think that that's part of making you stronger and, you know, taking your strengths and
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of just raising, especially when it comes to resiliency. And we're making you more resilient, you
Right.
know, whether you notice it or not.
Yeah.
You are becoming that because as time goes on, you know, and I'm sure you've realized that while you're training in these new areas, we're shuffling into places where you've trained before
Right.
that
Right.
you're already competent on, you know, and like slowly as you keep going through your training, you're gonna be. It's like it's gonna come out of nowhere. It's gonna look like it happened overnight.
Right.
But you're just gonna go into doing decontam and doing case pick and like, oh, now I'm assembling, and
Right.
before you know it, you're doing all areas. But
Yeah.
and it might not happen as fast as you would like it to happen,
Right.
but it's happening regardless, and I'm sure you're realizing that now. So
Oh,
I
yeah.
think just to kind of add to your point that
Yeah.
you know, we saw the strengths there when you started and when you started
Yeah.
like doing the volunteer services, and now we do see you stronger. You're way better than when you started, right?
Oh,
Like now
yeah.
you're doing all these different areas, fundamental areas
Yeah.
of the trade, and now you're slowly turning into that professional that you wanted to be, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, that's a huge point to emphasize.
Yeah.
Is looking at the strength and making you guys stronger, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it, you know, like you said, it does take more time, and I think, well, we
Yeah.
certainly knew it, and he
Yeah.
knew it, and you know, I think maybe it probably depends on the person, but it might just be that there's more an opportunity to circle around into somebody like Matty, at least, might need to be reminded of that, of the process, and the fact that
Sure.
I don't know whether it's communication or just hearing it more often or hearing
Yeah.
more. Like, yes, you're doing
Yeah.
okay. You've got you, but you
Yeah.
still need more
Yeah.
time to be what's considered competent versus just
Right.
okay, you get it.
Yeah.
Well, and,
It might be
and
that-
to, oh, sorry, Pam.
No. I suppose like somebody like that just might need to hear. It feels like repetition, but they just need to hear that affirmation or confirmation or
I agree.
a little more,
Yeah.
maybe.
Yeah, and to kind of re-emphasize, I'm sure I've mentioned this in the past in our talks, but Matty's actually growing faster than a lot of people we've trained in the past. So it's not like not like, you know, I know to you, Matty, it might seem like it's taking forever and it's slow, but that just kind of speaks to your strength again.
Right.
You know, that enthusiasm you have.
Oh, yeah.
Your personality, your desire to do good and to make a huge impact on the department, which is already being felt. So I think that, you know, when it comes to, if you want to call it neurodivergence, in terms when you're attributing or looking at somebody's traits, Matty's performing at a higher level than the rest of society, if you want to call it that. So I think that, like there's the challenges that you have, Matty, sure, we know that, but it's also not far-fetched to believe that somebody in the neurodivergent community can perform better than those that aren't in the neurodivergent community. So just want to emphasize that your training is going fast. There have been people that have taken way longer when it comes to training, believe me.
That helps to know.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he. No, go ahead.
So, you know, organizations, companies, you know, some accommodation for the divergent community and better support any employee. I mean, everybody is different. Everybody's
Right.
But I really think it's important to say, like, these accommodations, like, it doesn't have to be a heavy lift.
Right.
Yes.
And what it yields, I mean, the return on investment, so to speak, I mean, is tenfold, you know, with what somebody like you, Matty, brings to our organization and will continue. You know, I always joke around, but I mean it when I say one day I'm going to be like, I know Matty.
Right. Yeah.
You guys are funny.
Yeah. So.
Person and mean a great deal to me personally and professionally, and I really do mean that. And I just I feel privileged to be part of that journey, and so proud of all that you've already accomplished.
Yeah.
Accomplished.
Absolutely.
To support from mentors like Eli. That's another thing, is just in terms of like best practices. I think just creating those mentors in different you know, areas that you're involved in the LGH community and outside of the LGH community. But we talk about this in a lot of different aspects of Lowell General, but kind of creating like champions, so to speak, and part of the process, like having champions that you know, support people and support new staff.
Right.
You know, again, not just folks in the neurodivergent community, but on your staff, like just having a champion.
Right.
I think that's huge.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We talked to a woman who last week, Elizabeth. She is a surgical tech. And she did, I think, I'm pretty sure like part of her challenges were, so she's Mexican, and I think language was definitely a challenge for her.
That's a good one.
Yeah. And I think at one point she almost, and I don't know if it was just the language, but the different stresses of, you know, that particular career, certainly. And I know when Matty at one point was looking at that, we went from being wanting to be a neurosurgeon to
a surgical tech.
And like, okay, let's start at something that's like maybe you know, you actually accessible, and you can work your way up from there.
And that's where like I found you guys, and it's been awesome ever since. Like I could not have done it without you guys.
But I was going to say too, but I think she found she had a mentor. I think it just was too difficult and almost gave up. And I forget what hospital at the time that she was working in, but I mean, everybody, I think at some point in there, whether it's just some point in your life, some transition time, or, you know, I think a good organization maybe is intersecting people with that sort of, even if it's not for a long time, for even a little while, just to make that connection, make it a fuller experience. And I think like that win-win, right? I think you become a more invested employee too when you have that.
Yeah. So.
Absolutely. 100%.
Interesting. Oh, that's so cool. Well, I think we've covered like so much. I think, is there anything else you wanted to add in, Matty? I also want to be cognizant of your time.
I think yeah. It's pretty much good.
Covered a lot of bases. Yes.
So just so you know, it's like a sneak peek kinda of the talk that when it happens. For
this?
No, for this.
For Dallas, you talking?
No, for the Lowell General.
Oh, the DEI.
So it's a sneak peek, kinda almost. I'm not trying to be like, you know, but I'm just
when it comes around.
Yeah, when it comes around, just it's kinda. Yeah. So.
We're looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
I mean, like what we've been talking about like expanding your public speaking.
Yeah. And it's kind of and the diversity thing and the diversity topic we covered is kind of like a sneak peek to what the talk is. But that's just a side note. Yeah.
The wheels are turning.
Neurodiversity Celebration Week. I meant to say that.
Right? Yeah.
That's right. Monday
That's
starts
week.
it off. Yeah.
That's this week. Yeah.
What else do you have coming up this week? Any other engagements?
No.
They have, they're releasing, you did a talk, sort of like a mini, I'm not sure if you call it a mini podcast or just a talk.
Oh,
that
that-
you're just about done
Yeah.
editing
Yeah.
in the
so,
article.
So there's an article that's coming out. Hopefully, this week.
Sometime this
week, and I also did like this on like I thought of this. Came up in my brain, like, what if I did
no.
a
I'm only kidding.
what if I did like this kind of like talk. No, well, not really talk. It's a briefing on like, it's not necessarily neurodiversity. It's more of like just diversity in general. Plus neurodiversity. So hopefully they'll come out soon too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, and I just want to thank you both for, cause I've the pauses in my speech are part of my Tourette, so you've got, you know what some of that looks like too. So I thank you both for sticking with us.
That's not a problem. We get the message too.
Cool.
So that's never an issue.
Yeah.
And we're part of the same team now. So
Right. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Success is there's this quote. Would it be a quote?
You're quoting yourself. You came up with your own message.
Yeah, I came up with a message that says success isn't succeeding, it's knowing that you will succeed.
I love it.
Right?
Absolutely.
So it's kind of like
Hanging in there.
Yeah, hanging in there. And it's pretty much up to your own interpretations, kind of.
That resilience, Eli, that
Yeah.
you're talking
Absolutely.
about.
The resilience, yeah.
You know, another cool quote that really pertains to this conversation as well is, if you want to go fast, go alone. If you want to go far, go together.
Oh,
And that's how I feel. This is like, right. This is a village here, and I think that the support system that we've built through enabling you to get to this opportunity, Matty, is gonna be fruitful and be advantageous for the next neurodivergent person that comes through our way. And it's really because of you and this collaboration that we put together. So I just wanted to share that one now that we're sharing.
Yes.
Oh, that's fabulous.
So that's a good one.
Oh my gosh, that's fabulous.
Yeah. So.
And I'm glad, that he can help.
Yeah, and
open the doors for other people.
And it's my goal is one of them is to like open doors for other people.
There you go.
Yeah.
Oh, you have.
Right, yeah. And if you need help, just ask me. And just, I mean, we are
collaborating
ultimately already, you know.
Yeah, absolutely.
So,
fabulous.
Yes.
Awesome. Well, that's a perfect note to wrap on.
Yeah,
thank you.
Thanks.
You got to do that.
My pleasure.
Absolutely. Thank you so much,
guys. Thank you, guys. Yes.
No, seriously, it was a pleasure to. Thank you for including us on this initiative for sure.
Yeah.
Kasey and I are grateful.
Yeah.
Awesome. Well, it's a appreciation society going right around here.
Yes.
Very good.
Absolutely. Cool. Well, take care. Good luck.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Have a good night, everybody.
See ya.
Likewise. Bye.
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 Thank you.